Hi, we're doing Words Their Way. This is within Word Pattern Spellers, the yellow sort book. We're going to do sort 33 today. We are focusing on AW and AU words. And so let's take a look. Some of these words may be a little bit tricky. So let's take a look at the sorts that we have. Okay, so let's go over our sorts. Basically, we're just going to talk about the words first, what they mean, and then we'll go into how they need to be sorted. Okay, so this first word is frost. That is when it gets really, really, really cold in the winter, or usually the last part of the fall, early spring, there will be frost on the grass. It's the dew has frozen overnight because it got a little too chilly. And so that condensation that's built up on the grass has now turned to ice. Cloth. That is fabric that we use to make clothes and pants and dresses and coats. It's fabric cloth. Shawl. That is like a word a lot of us don't use anymore. But back maybe when Grandma was younger, they would wear a shawl. It's usually just like a piece of fabric that they put around their shoulders. Sometimes it would be very lacy and really pretty, but it was also to help keep you warm when you really didn't need a coat, but you needed something very light to put around you so that you could stay warm, and it also looked very fancy and pretty. Vault, that's what the bank keeps your money in. So they keep it in a vault so nobody can get in and steal it. Cross, this is can have a couple of different meanings. A cross, which is those two lines that go across from each other that kind of connect in the middle. That's a cross. Or you could be very cross at someone. You could be very angry or upset. Dawn. This is when the sun is first coming up in the sky. So it's been nighttime and you'll start to see little peaks of the sun start to come up on the horizon. That's dawn. Crawl. A baby will do this when you're on your hands and knees and moving across the floor. A hawk, it's a type of bird. They like to hunt. They've got really sharp talons on their feet. They can capture prey. They will hunt rodents, mice, and rabbits. Haunt. This is what a ghost will do. If you go into a haunted house, it means there are scary, spooky things and people jumping out in front of you to, boo, haunt. Song, that's when you sing. Pause, that means you just stop for a moment. That means it doesn't mean you stop forever. You just stop briefly. Let's see. Haul, that means to like pick something up and move it. You'll haul something. Laugh. We all know what laugh is. We do that a lot. It makes us feel good to laugh. Draw. It's when you can get a pen or pencil or crayons or markers and you create pictures. You draw. Taught. That is what a teacher spends her entire career. What have I taught you? Parents, what have I taught you? Parents teach you children. So they taught you something. Sauce, that's just something you could put on your food. So you may have pizza sauce and put it on the pizza crust, or you may have spaghetti sauce and put it over noodles. It's like a liquidy, yummy gooiness. Claw, that is usually on a hand and usually has sharp fingernails coming out from it. It's a claw. We talked about the hawk, how he has long talons, so his claw can grab those mice that he's hunting. Law, those are rules that you have to follow. If you break the law, that means you are putting yourself in danger or someone else. Fault. This can mean a couple of different things. I've heard you guys say it wasn't my fault. That means I didn't do it. I didn't cause it. So a fault could be a cause, and then fault. It could talk about how the earth has a fault line, and that's where the pieces of land come together and they're rubbing up against each other. And usually that's where earthquakes happen, on that fault line. Straw. It's another fancy word for hay that you find on a farm. Paws. That's what puppies and kittens have. That's what they call their feet, their little paws. And caught. That's been one of our sight words that we've used. So caught, like I caught a cold, or I caught the ball, or I caught a fish. Lawn. That's just what you call your yard. It's a fancy word for my lawn, my yard. And cause. I did not cause this trouble. That means I did not do it. So those are our words. Now, we're going to notice that some of them do not fit into the category. And what we need to do here, while I've got it pulled up, is add another category. So we got the AU. Let's do, you get to see how I do this. Add in another category, and it will automatically change the file that you get to do your sort. So, make that a little bigger, don't we? Probably even bigger than that. Awesome. Let's make it perfect. All right, and then, all right, so now let's take a look. And then just to let you know, there is one oddball in this sort. So there is one trigger that we've got to try and figure out as we are sorting. So these are our sorts. We've got our AW words. So they have AW in it that say all. The AU, which has all sound as well. And then our O, which kind of is our short vowel, our all. And then there'll be one oddball or trigger in this group. What we have is words. This word is dawn. I can see right away that the AW is in that word. So dawn. AW says aw. Kind of like AU says aw and O says aw. All these words will rhyme together. But even though they have all these different spellings, they still rhyme. Cause. I see the AU, so it is an AU word, cause. It kind of like works like that sight word caught that we have already put in our brains. It's in our toolbox. So it works the same. It's got that CAU at the beginning. Cloth. It's just got the O in the middle, but it still says the ah sound. And let's see, let's look for one that we know could possibly be a trigger. Let's check this one. Vault. Well, that's got the AU and it says ah. Pause. That has the AU and it says ah. Hawk. It's got the AW and it says ah. Crawl. It has the AW and it says ah. Let's look at this one. Laugh. It has the AU, but it doesn't say ah. I don't say that I laugh at you. I laugh. I say that I laughed at you. It says, this word says ah. So laugh. It's our oddball. It's our trigger. So what you're going to do is continue on looking at each one of these words and see if it fits the pattern. The AW saying ah, the AU saying ah, or the O saying ah, that short O sound. And we've already found the one trigger, so you don't have to worry about that one oddball that was in this sort. You're ready to go onto your Google Classroom and sort these. They're also waiting for you in your literacy folder where you will cut it out yourself and sort. And it's also in your homework folder for work at home with mom and dad to do your sort, which you will also physically cut out and do yourself. Happy sorting, guys.